Alright, what's going on, guys? We are out here in the short north. I just came from Jenny's right here. I'm getting some ice cream for my friend, and after that we are gonna go on a ride. Oh, traffic looks to be bad over here. Yeah, but it will be just me. She's not feeling too well, so that's why I came in, got her ice cream instead of taking her for ice cream and stuff. I'm moving so slow. I'm literally just riding the frictions on as if I was making like some slow turn in the parking lot at the MSF course. I did take the MSF. I wanted to, because safety is the big part for me. Motorcycle is fun, but being safe is more important to me than having fun. Even though I didn't have to, because I used to ride for a while, but then kind of stop. So, okay, here's the story. As you guys can tell, I have a foreign accent. Now, notice that I say foreign, because the truth is, everybody has an accent, whether they like it or not. Everybody does have an accent. I'm originally from Haiti, and over there I used to actually ride at a very young age, and I was good. And when I first moved here, I think I was 15 or so, or whatever, and I asked about getting a motorcycle because that's what I was used to and everything, and I know it was cheaper to own, way cheaper on gas, easier to maintain, at least for me. So I asked about getting a motorcycle. Oh boy, the reaction I get from everybody was just, I don't even know how to describe it. Let's just say it was like they were like, oh yeah. So the reaction was just awful, straight up. And I was told by many straight up, if you get a motorcycle, you're gonna die. Just like that. They did not sugarcoat it as far as, well, motorcycles can be dangerous, blah 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 blah. No, straight up, if you get a motorcycle, you are going to die. So obviously I didn't want to die, and of course I was a kid, so someone would have had to help me out on getting a bike at that age. So since nobody wanted to, the idea kind of died. And years went by, went to high school and everything. Thought of it a few times, but the moment I thought of it, the first thing that came to mind was, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. Of course I didn't want to die, so I did what any man who didn't want to die on a motorcycle would do. I simply stay away from it. It wasn't until now after high school, when I started college, I thought of it, but the reason why I didn't get one was because at the time I was living in a condo. There was no garage, so if I had a bike, I would be keeping it outside, and I didn't trust the idea of making such investment and leave it outside, especially since the neighborhood I used to live in wasn't the best of neighborhood. So yeah, come on, Camaro, you can do it. I don't want to follow you too close, but you gotta move. So yeah, didn't get it because I didn't really see where I would store it, especially in the winter. And also another big turn off for me when I first came here was the fact that I would only be able to ride it during the riding season, which, depending on how ballsy you are, could be 6 months or maybe more. Coming from Haiti, where I was able to ride all year around, and it was definitely different and strange for me that I would only be riding in the summer. It was almost like it wasn't worth it to me. But all that kind of changed when I traveled back to Haiti in, I think, 2014. And when I got there, of course I was back into motorcycles, because that's pretty much what I was used to and what was more accessible to me there. Anyways, let's get back to the story. So most people in Haiti will have a bike instead of a car. It's cheaper to own and maintain, and yeah, so they go with bikes instead of a car. So anyways, when I got there, I was basically doing all the going around that I was doing on a bike and everything, and that reminded me of my time when I used to live there, of riding motorcycles and everything. And since I came, the idea of getting a motorcycle was alive, and I mentioned it again to a couple of people, especially close family members, and straight up I was getting the same thing. If you get a motorcycle, dude, you most likely gonna die. They're dangerous, they're whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I know they're in my best interest when they're telling me things like that, but at the same time, everything in life can be dangerous. You just have to be smart, play it safe, be safe, don't be reckless, especially on a motorcycle, and you'll be fine. So then that's when I started doing research on how to get your license, how to buy it, things like that. And at the time I was really motivated to get it, but the jobs that I was working at the time I would always be restaurants, man. If you've worked restaurants, you know what a restaurant schedule can be like, as manager, of course. So yeah, it was kind of tough, always busy working long hours and stuff. That made me think, well, if you always working like that, my man, when are you ever gonna have time to enjoy that motorcycle? And I was like, you know what, that's kind of true. But I never give up on getting back into riding. And at some point, I think it was early 2019, I was like, you know what, I mean, I gotta make time, I gotta whatever, I gotta do this. So I had gone to Iron Pony, and I talked to this dude. He was really helpful, and told me about that they do an MSF course, or riding academy they call it. And he gave me all the details on how to sign up and everything. And that year I signed up for the first session that they had available. Funny thing is that for the class on a Wednesday, we had to be in class to do the classroom things, whatever. And the weather, it was in March, and it was like almost 70 degrees. Okay, that was on a Wednesday. And on Saturday, which was our first day out on the field, in the parking lot practicing, man, was it cold. Yes, it was cold. I think it was in the 30s the entire day. And at first I was under the impression that they were gonna cancel class and then do it again when it's warmer. Nah, the instructor was like, nope, we're not canceling class. We told you guys to layer it up. Man, I was layered up. I had multiple layers on, but it really was not enough. So I had the first day, it was really fun, did good. The second day was really awesome, and I was really super excited when after the first day they gave me this little card, and they were like, yeah, just go to the a DMV and get the endorsement added on your license. It was awesome, because one of the things that I don't want to say nervous or anxious about was going to take the motorcycle test. I remember when I went to take my driving one, that the lady who was giving me the test, she was not the friendliest one, and she actually failed me for no reason the first time. Yeah, legitly. Yeah, she failed me, would not tell me why she failed me. She ran away from me after that, as if I was gonna attack her or something. I was like, wow, people, man, people are interesting. But yeah, so, and the next day, I think after the MSF, I had been looking at a lot of different bikes that I would want for my first getting back into riding bike. At the top of the list was actually the Kawasaki Vulcan S. Now, surprisingly, that's not the bike that I got. I ended up getting the Yamaha Bolt, because the Vulcan S was kind of, you know, it came out in, was it 2015? That was the first year they started making them, or 16? I don't remember. But they were still kind of new, and I was trying to find something used that I can just pay cash for and not have to deal with financing a motorcycle on top of, you know, other things that I'm financing. So I could not. And then while looking through Facebook Marketplace, I saw this Yamaha Bolt, and of course I had done a few research on it, not as much as I did on the Vulcan S. So I messaged the guy and everything, and we agreed to meet. I actually went over to his house, look at the bike. The bike was in pretty good shape. Of course, it was a 2015, so, and the mile, I think it had like 8,000 miles on it or something like that. So I looked at the bike, loved it, and ended up buying it. So yeah, that was basically my first getting back into riding bike. Should I just say my first bike? And I love that bike. I actually ended up trading it toward this roadking that I'm on right now. Well guys, I know I said I was gonna take you for a ride on my favorite road, and this is actually not it. As you should be able to tell, that's not my favorite road to ride on. I'm actually just heading home. I just remember that I had something to do, and I'm heading there to do that now. These guys are looking at me like they haven't seen the bike before, and I was looking at them too, to the point where I almost stalled. Well guys, since I'm getting home, I think we'll have to wait for the next video, and of course I will take you on to my favorite road so we can ride it together. So thanks for watching the video. If you like it, and please consider subscribe to the channel. And if you're out there riding, as always, ride safe. See you on the next one.